Good morning, student. In the last class, we already started this chapter 4, human development. We looked into the difference between the growth and development. So, growth is in terms of absolute number. That means that growth is comparatively quantitative, means number term, number wise. 8%, 9% or 7% or 6%. So in this way growth is calculated, whereas development have qualitative change. Qualitative change means like what are the effect of any growth or any quantitative increase to overall development of the entire community, entire citizen of a particular country. So development means a qualitative change which is always value positive, whereas growth may be positive or negative. Sometimes positive growth is there, sometimes growth may be negative. Okay, so we already looked all these things. Here we just missed this one. This is a city, Bandar, June 2004. So this is the picture of Bandar city of Indonesia, June 2004, and same city, same year with change in month. So what happens? You can just compare these two cities. You can easily say that in the first figure city is completely developed one, and in the second it got reduced. So what happens in between June and December 2004? There was a huge tsunami. So there is a question here, do you know that city can also be grow negatively? So there is a negative growth in this city only because of tsunami. So look at the photograph of the tsunami affected city. So how you can see it here, that how the city has negatively growth or city has reduced over the or within the time period of 6 months because of this huge natural disaster of 2004 tsunami. So again, moving forward, there is a question regarding this itself, that are natural disaster the only reason for negative growth of city size? So is only by natural disaster or by means of natural disasters city reduces, or there may be some other reasons? So I would just like to focus your idea here that there are other regions as well. Regions includes maybe some sort of industrial cities which develops over a period of time after the full utilization and full consumption of the raw material present in that area, that particular city region, because of which this city has been grown over a different time interval because of consumption or the exploration of all the resources of that raw resources of that industrial belt. Maybe in future a city will get reduced. So there are different means. Industrial cities are there. After the exhaustion of all the raw material, these kind of industrial city will get reduced. There may be some other regions as well. Then we have seen that these all growth and development are calculated on the basis of economic terms. So human perspective will be given to this growth and development by new economists, one from India, another from Pakistan. So from India, Amartya Sen is there, and from Pakistan there is an economist with name Mahbub ul Haq. These both people has developed a different sort of ideas on the basis of which the concept of human development or human development index will be introduced, and by doing this, the central point of focus shifted to people itself. Instead of economy, instead of GDP, here after the introduction of human development theory by these Asian scientists, human development become the center point, and it is described that human development as development of enlarged people's choices and improving their lives become the main focus area. So here the ideas of quality of life of people enjoying in the country and the opportunity they have and freedom they enjoy, all these things become important aspect of development. So all these things were the recent development. The basic goal of development according to these scientists were to create a condition where people can live a meaningful life. So here the meaningful life is not just a long one, it must be a life with some purposes. So meaningful life always have some purpose. This seems that people may be healthy, be able to develop their talents, participate in society, and be free to achieve their goals. So meaningful life is a kind of life where people remains healthy, people being able to develop their talents, nurture their talents over the time, and participate in overall activity of the society, and feel free themselves to achieve their long-term set goals. So all these things were the recent development given by these two Asian scientists. Then comes this page we does not discuss in the last class. Just see, there is a story what is meaningful life. So there is two friend. One had wished the other happy birthday Sanaz. So despite saying thank you, Sanaz says thanks to Priya. Even after she has a background thinking, Sanaz has a background thinking running inside his mind that please Priya, please wish me a good health also. I wanted to be able to complete the school and to go to the college. So see, Sanaz was thinking that please Priya, with the congratulations in terms of happy birthday, you also please wish for a good health of mind, and at the same time also wishes about me that I will complete my education and move to colleges for the higher education. At the same time, she was also thinking that she wanted to able to do something. She wanted to make something of herself itself. So finally, whatever she wanted to do, whatever Sanaz wanted to do, just told to Priya, and Priya replied, so you wanted a life, you wanted to live your life in a meaningful way. So you wanted to live a meaningful life then. So Priya has a reply. So what is the crux of this story? This story is all about that in today's time, good health, good education will considered to be a meaningful life. So these are the key things. After achieving all these, after having a capability in all these things, then only a person is considered to have a meaningful life. Then only a person is able to achieve the goal set by him or her. Now the second diagram is all about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. here you have to understand that government of India has introduced this Beti Bachao Beti Padhao program to address the issue of decline of child sex ratio. So there was a very declining child sex ratio throughout the India. Even in the developed part or developed state of India, the problem still persists. In spite of giving several efforts and awareness campaign organized by government, there was a very less or minimum change is happening in terms of mindset of the people, and this problem of girls infanticides and girls infanticides is continue to persist in even the developed country of the country. Government used to ban sex determination in the city area. Government used to do all the kind of government used to come up with all the kind of awareness campaign. Government is always trying to improve or working for the increasing the literacy of the women's. At the same time government is always there for educating women and making them aware, knowledge, so that women also get a better opportunity, better equality, proper opportunity in life and society. So what it is not only to improve the sex ratio itself. Besides improving the sex ratio, creating awareness amongst the people to don't went for infanticides. At the same time, society also need to give an equal opportunity to women as well, so that they will also enjoy the equality in their life as par with the male counterpart, and at the same time they will also enjoy proper job opportunity in the life and society. And all these things only been achieved with the proper education and knowledge, with improved literacy rate amongst the society and society in general and girls in particular. So all these things are related with this. Now the third is, in the third picture it is asking that which of these lives is a meaningful life. So there is two caption here, through division there is a male and there is a female. So both have a different kind of mindset. In the first, it was asked from this person that where do you see yourself down the line or over the 1 year from now. So this is question asked to this one. So he was thinking that either he is dead or he is in prison. At the same time, same question is asked from this woman working in the medical department. She has a thought of, I hope to find a cheaper and a more effective cure to treat cancer. She wanted to treat cancer patients. So now the question is, which one of these life is a meaningful life? Definitely the girl's life, the woman's life, the second one's life is more meaningful. So these are the things I have to discuss in this class. Besides all these things, in the last class we also looked into this one. Leading a long and healthy life is more important instead of just being a long life. Means definitely everyone wants to have a long life, but at the same time that long life must be a healthier one, otherwise it will become a burden for that person. Everyone wanted to be able to gain knowledge and having enough means to able to live a decent life. Means to have a long life, there is a requirement of better medical service and better medical facilities as well. At the same time, to have a better life, everyone need to be have a proper education, everyone need to be have a proper knowledge about the life and the society. At the same time, with the long life, everyone wants to have a enough means of opportunity to able to earn money and to live a decent life. So therefore, access to resources, health and education, resource in form of opportunity to do business, opportunity to earn money, health in terms of medical facilities and services, education is in terms of illiteracy, knowledge, and all these things, this resource, health and education are the key area for human development, for sustainable development, for a long better sustainable life. These are the key points which needs to be discovered, which needs to be fulfilled, or which needs to be deal to have a human development. So different sustainable or suitable indicators have been developed. One of them is Human Development Index. So this index is itself is given by Amartya Sen and the Mehboob Haq, the Indian and Pakistani scientists. Very often people used to say that capability and the freedom to make even basic choices do not available for each and every person in the society. The reason behind it, the reason for not having a proper capability and not having a freedom to make basic choices is mainly due to inability to acquire knowledge. This basic things, this capability is not there in people or in persons to have a freedom to make even the basic choices, is mainly due to their inability to acquire knowledge, their material poverty and social discrimination, inefficiency of institution and other reasons. So these are the reasons like inability to acquire knowledge. People are not able to get education and does not have a proper knowledge. That's why they are unable to go for higher studies and acquiring more and more knowledge. At the same time, their inability to earn money in the form of material poverty, discrimination in society in terms of women discrimination, rural backward classes, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, discrimination against all these groups, inefficient institution present in the nation or society. All these are the reason behind does not developing a proper capability amongst its citizen and not having a proper freedom to make, and all these things will lead to problem to don't have a proper freedom to make even the basic choices. So these all things will prevent people from leading healthy lives, being able to get educated and to have a means of a decent life. Building people's capability in the area of health, education and access to resources is therefore very important in enlarging their choices. So by getting all these key area of human development, people can be able to gain capability, and with the help of their gained capability, their choices got enlarged over the time. If people does not improve their capability on the basis of key choices, on the basis of key aspects or key choices or key areas, in that case their choices also gets limited. So improving the capability of the key areas of education, resource and health is very needful, is very important for developing the or for enlarging the choices of the people. If these capability will not improved over the time, if these capabilities does not develop inside the people, then their choices also gets limited. And this is explained with this example, that uneducated child cannot make a choice to have a doctor. Uneducated child who does not have even have a basic elementary education does not even think of to be a doctor. At the same choice, why it is so? It is so because his or her choices has got limited by lack of her or his education. Similarly, very often poor people cannot choose to make a better medical treatment. So in case of any health issues, these people will not go to medical team or medical hospital. Instead, they will wait for their immune system itself to fight from these diseases and let them be okay over the time interval. Now the next topic which I have to discuss today is the 4 pillar of human development. So just like 4 pillar of human development means, it is has a basic idea or basic relation with the houses itself. In each and every room or each and every house, the basic requirement is the building of the 4 pillars. So just as in any building, it is supported by pillars, as in case of building which is supported by the help of pillars. Human development also has 4 pillars which acts as a basic requirement for the upliftment of the society or building of a society or country as a whole. And these 4 pillars are equality, sustainability, productivity and empowerment. So I will deal it one by one. You need to wait and look into the details with finite minority. You have to see it with full concentration, then only you will be able to understand these things. So equality, what is equality? What is difference between equal and equality? First you have to understand this thing. Equal means if you have a 10 mango and have to distribute between 2 people, so you will distribute 5 plus 5 to each, and that will be called as equal distribution of resources, that is 10 mango. But in case of equality, the things may change. How it is? Again in this case, in case of equality, there is 10 mango. One child is of 20 years of age, second one is of 5 years of age. So instead of distributing this 10 mango 5 to each one, you will give 15 mango to the 20-year-old child, instead just 5 mango to 5-year-old child. Why it is so? So that both of them can survive over the limited resources sustainably. Means in a long run, both of them able to survive. This is equality. Equality means providing opportunity as per their skill and knowledge. Simply we can say that if there is a concept of equal opportunity, then in that case, in case of equal opportunity, a rickshaw puller and a businessman need to got a same kind of income in a country or in a society. Then it is called that kind of society is equal. But that is not happening in practical. Whoever person gives more efforts, who work harder, will get a better return. So return according to their efforts, return according to their skill, return according to their knowledge is all about equality. So this is the concept regarding equality. Equality refers to making equal access to opportunity available to everybody. So everybody must have an opportunity, and accordingly, according to their individual efforts, knowledge, they will have an access equally. So whoever has more efforts, whoever has more labor, whoever has, the person who has more efforts, the person who has more knowledge, more skill, more education will get more opportunity as compared to other one. The opportunity available to the poor must be equal irrespective. Here the next concept regarding the equality is there must not be any kind of indiscrimination on the basis of gender, race, income and caste. Definitely there is some differences on the basis of their efforts, on the basis of their hard labor, hard work, but not on the basis of gender, that the person is male or female, race, that person is black or white, income, that he is earning more income, that's why he will enjoy a better lifestyle, or like in Indian case on the basis of caste, he is Hindu, so have a better opportunity as compared to other religious community. So this may not has to be there, but definitely there has been some discrimination, not discrimination, there has been some return as per the efforts given or provided by individual. Yet this is very often not the case, happens in almost every society. Means all the society will talk about the equality, but in reality to achieving the real picture of equality is not happening in the all society. For example, it is explained that for any country it is interesting to see which group the most of the school dropouts belongs to. So here it is talking about dropouts from the school. So एज एन एग्जाम्पल जो लोग स्कूल से ड्रॉप आउट हो गए हैं उनमें से मैक्सिमम लोगों का हम एक ग्रुप बना करके हम ये देखेंगे कि किस ग्रुप से मैक्सिमम ड्रॉप आउट, किस एक्टिविटी में मैक्सिमम ड्रॉप आउट स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ दैट सिटी और दैट एरिया और दैट स्कूल विल वर्किंग अपॉन. And then only we will get the reason for such and behavior regarding the dropout from the school. कि पहले हम लिस्ट बनाएंगे कि किस एरिया में मैक्सिमम ऑफ dropouts from that city is working on, and then we will able to get or gauge the fact behind or reason behind such a behavior of drop outing from the school. In India, large number of women and persons belonging to socially and economically backward groups dropouts of school. So in case of India, the maximum number of dropouts is basically from women community and from the community of socially economically backward groups. So SC, STs, OBCs and women constitute the maximum of dropouts, and this picture is important. Why it is important? It is important because government has to look into these things and have to work upon to improve the problems related with dropout amongst these backward community, women and other backward communities. So this shows the choices of this group get limited by not having an access to knowledge. So these people drop out from the school itself, so they, with the dropout from the school, they will get a limitation over their opportunity because of lack of access to knowledge in form of dropout from the school itself. So this is all about equality. Then the second pillar is sustainability. So all of you have heard about the sustainable development. Sustainable development means looking development, long run development, looking into the future generation. Means equal opportunity will be available to each and every community of the society. So there must be continuity in the availability of opportunity to have a long sustainable human development. Each generation must have equal or same kind of opportunity. It does not have like that the present generation will get a more opportunity and we exhaust all the opportunity and there is not left any special opportunity for the future generation. So in the concept of sustainability, we need to look or we need to leave certain resources and opportunity for future generation as well. All environment, financial and human resources must be used keeping in mind the future. So all kind of resource, all kind of environmental related aspects, financial things need to be used keeping in mind the future. Why? Because if we got or if we exhaust the future, if we exhaust all the resources and nothing is left for the future, there is no sustainability in human life. So we need to look into the future as well, future generation as well. So development with keeping in mind about the future generation is called sustainable development. So misuse of any of the resources will lead to fewer opportunity for the future generation. If we exhaust any of the aforementioned resources, this will lead in a long run in form of fewer opportunity for the future generation. An example here is sending girls to the school. So if a community does not stress the importance of sending its girls children to school, many opportunity will be lost to these young women. If girls do not get proper education, then they does not have a knowledge, they does not have education, they does not have a literacy, and in point of lack of all these education, literacy, knowledge, they herself limited their opportunity, their career choices will be severely curtailed, and this would affect different other aspects of their life. In their life they curtail many different aspects. So each generation must ensure to have a proper opportunity to all the section of the society for its future generation. So it is very important. Then comes the concept of productivity. Productivity here means in terms of human labor productivity or productivity in terms of human works. So such kind of human productivity or productivity of human or productivity in terms of human work must be continuously enriched by building capabilities in people. So by building capabilities, that is capability in terms of resource, health and education. So by building capability in terms of resource, health, education is the only way for increasing productivity of the people. So it is very mandatory to increase the capability of this key area in our people. Ultimately, it is people or citizen of a country who are the real wealth of the nation. It is we people, it is the we who are skilled will nurture the future of a country, will decide the notion of the country, will decide the pathway of the country. So it is very important to have a capability building seminars, capability building awareness campaign amongst the citizen, and therefore efforts to increase their knowledge to provide better health facilities ultimately lead to better work efficiency. If the people or human wealth will get improved by acquiring or by giving education and by providing a proper knowledge to the people with along with a proper better health facility, if all these things will be provided to human capital in form of their increase in capability, then only this all things will lead to a better work efficiency. This will definitely going to improve the productivity or work efficiency of the country or a nation. Then comes empowerment. Empowerment means to have a power to make choices. Means different options are there. Out of all the possible options, one can have more than one or more than two or more than three choices, or we can say many choices, and that is the sense of empowerment. Such power comes from this empowerment comes from increasing freedom and capability. Again, here the capability of key areas are must. Capability of education, capability of health, capability of resources are must, along with increasing freedom. And this increasing freedom and increasing capability will lead to empowerment of people in terms of increasing their choices, increasing their opportunities. So good governance and people oriented policies are required to empower people. So government must be focused for improving or for the benefit of its people. At the same time, people orientation or people oriented policies need to be formulated by the government, and all these things are very required for empowering people of a particular country or particular region. The empowerment of society and economically disadvantaged group is a special characteristics and is of special importance. So out of all the kind of empowerment, the must one is empowerment of women, at the same time empowerment of social and economically disadvantageous group like SCs, STs, OBCs, women's. Empowerment of all these section of the society is very important for the overall growth and empowerment of the nation. So that's it for today. In the next class, I will deal with the approaches of human development. Till that time, keep studying. If there is any doubt, you can ask in the live classes. See you. Bye bye.